So, today let's start with a new topic, business risks. The term business risks refers to the possibility of inadequate profits or even losses due to uncertainties or unexpected events. For example, demand for particular product may decline due to change in tastes and preferences of consumers or due to increased competition from other producers. Lower demand results in long sales and profits. In another situation, the shortage of raw materials in the market may shoot up its price. The firm using these raw materials will have to pay more for buying them. As a result, cost of production may increase, which in turn may reduce profits. Now, whenever you are running a business, you will always face a risk. See, risk is a loss which a business is faced because of three reasons. What are those? Unforeseeable, unpredictable, and unfavorable event. When I am saying unpredictable, for example, an earthquake, a tsunami, it is an unpredictable event which may cause business loss. Unforeseeable. For example, if you have a customer who goes bankrupt, it is an unforeseeable risk. Unfavorable event. When something does not happen in your favor. For example, a new kind of innovative technology comes in place when question or which renders the goods which you are providing as useless. So always remember that business risk is a risk or loss which we face because of unforeseeable, unpredictable, and unfavorable events. So, due to uncertainties or unexpected events, many kinds of risk can happen. Demand for a particular product may decline due to change of taste and preference. If the consumers are not liking the product, they does not match with the taste and preferences of the goods, then what will happen? The demand for this particular product will get decline in the market. So lower demand results in long sales and profits. But in another situation, the shortage of raw material to the market may shoot up its price. Alright, so we can get many kinds of risk which we face in the business while doing or running the business. So we have to make and remember that unforeseeable, unpredictable, and because of unfavorable events, we may cause certain kind of risks. Alright, so that is why it is very important to be noted that business risk is a very much importance to know where, when, and how it will be coming in the business. All right. Business activities are not very safe. Business units are surrounded by innumerable risks generated by economic, natural, physical, and human causes. These causes are depicted through the many kinds of uh, causes responsible that for the business risk. Okay, it can be normal losses, it can be price fluctuations, it can be because of changes in the demand, or it can be for competition, high competition, carelessness, or misdeeds, or says dishonesty, or it can be because of incompetence, or it can be for any other casual, seasonal, or geographical causes that we say as natural causes, or it can be for mechanical changes, or it can be for technological changes. So there would be many kind of natural causes, economic causes, physical causes, or human causes, and because of these all kind of causes, business occur problems, they occur many big risk, and they suffer a loss during the running the business. All right. Now, what are the special features or nature or characteristics of business risk? So, nature of business risk can be understood in terms of their peculiar characteristics. So, here are the characteristics. Let us see. The first point, business risks arises due to uncertainties. Uncertainty refers to the lack of knowledge about what is going to happen in future. Natural calamities, change in demand and price or prices changes in government policies, and improvement in technology, etc., are some of the examples of uncertainty which create risks for business because the outcomes of these future events are not known. So, all the events that is spoke about, their uncertain event, there is a probability that they might occur or they won't occur. So, when I say it is an outcome of uncertainties, for example, natural calamity is uncertain. You never know when it occur, isn't it? Like floods, earthquakes, tsunami. Can we say that when it can occur? No, because it is future uncertainty. It may occur at any time, any moment. Something goes with changes in government policies. Let's say if government tomorrow decides to ban the product which you are producing, in that scenario it is a pure loss that you are suffering. We can say this is a business risk which the business person is used to suffer. Okay. Technology, changes in the technology or new technologies always poses a risk to a business. As I give you example here, if you are making a product with a better product comes into a market, the chances at the demand of the product goes down and people start buying that particular new product. Let's say for example, as we already discussed, okay, Google is going to come with her car which won't have any driver. When it comes in the market, the other car manufacturers may suffer in terms of demand in the market. So that is also one kind of loss, or it is also one kind of a greater risk that might happen in the organization. Okay, so That is why natural calamity first, then changes in the demand and prices in the market, or say as prices improvement in the technology, okay, or you can say the government policies and prices get changed. So many kind of this uncertainty things can happen, okay, which we doesn't know, which we cannot say, or which we never know when it occur. Something goes out with this. All right, so that is why business risk is very it arises due to its uncertainty. There cannot be any risk without element of risk. It means that there is always uncertainty in the risk. All right, there is a risk in the production, storage, distribution, and also marketing of goods. I think you will be clear with this uncertainty, as I have already spoken about unforeseeable, unpredictable, and uncertainty or uncertainable evidence or events comes in the business. Okay, so this is the main characteristics of business risk, where you can say that business risk can arises due to its uncertainty, okay, or it will be future uncertainty that we cannot say from the present. We cannot know, we never know that what will be going to happen, isn't it? So that is the point. The next point, risk is an essential part of every business. Every business has some risk. No business can avoid risk, although the amount of risk may vary from business to business. Risk can be minimized but cannot be eliminated. Now, see, as I have been telling you from the start, risk is part and parcel of business. Without risk, the business cannot be in existence. Now consider this, when you go every day out of home, you always face the risk of accident. So you have the risk of injury. The accident can be because you are walking on the road, or if you are driving a car, chances are may face an accident. Now you can understand, probability of occurrence depends, the event may occur, that is, the accident may occur resulting in injury, or the event may not occur, so the injury might not happen because the accident did not happen. Similarly, risk in business is also like that. It is an essential part. So when you are running a business, you might face either the speculative risk, which we have discussed earlier, or pure risk. Without facing them, you cannot run your business. Now, what would be the amount of risk? See, the quantum of risk or the amount of risk was purely depend upon the size of the business. So the size and the nature of the business determines the quantum or the amount of risk you are facing. For example, the bigger the company you are, the bigger the risk you will be facing, because you are operating at multiple localities. So if I am talking about a company, let's say example Maruti, now it supplies cars all over India, so it suffers risk all over India, right? Also, the being nature of business determines the quantum of risk if you are into a business which is a perishable products. For example, vegetables. Now vegetables have very short life. So if I am doing a business of selling those vegetables in the market, the risk is that the people don't buy my product on one day. That is my vegetable on a particular day. And what would be the scenario? I would face the contamination of that. I would suffer a loss because the vegetable would not be eatable in the next day. As they are perishable, they would not be as fresh as the customer they want. So the size and the nature, the business determines the amount of risk. All right, so that is why we say that risk is or business without element of risk, it cannot be easy to run. Okay, there will be a risk if there will be a business. So this is the point. Next is, profit is the reward for risk taking. No risk, no gain is an age-old principle which applies to all type of business. Greater the risk involved in a business, higher is the chance of profit. An entrepreneur undertakes risks under the expectations of higher profit. Profit is thus the reward for risk taking. Now, each and every business further bearing risk, he got reward as a profit. Without risk, no business gain the profit. Means if a business does not takes a risk, he never get his profit. Higher the risk, I am taking, higher the profit. Let's take an example. If a particular buyer comes to you, he wants to buy a large scale. He wants to buy on a large scale of product which you are manufacturing. Okay, but in a market he does not have a good market standing. The business he is running has been into losses. Okay, to ease this example, let's say we have Mr. A and we have Mr. B. Now Mr. B wants to buy certain the products which are manufacturing by Mr. A on some price. Okay, but Mr. B does not have a good financial position and does not have a good market standing of his business. So Mr. A can do one thing. He can charge a higher price for the products which he is selling. Why? Because he is taking a higher risk. So that could result in higher the profit. But then the probability or the chances that Mr. A faced today are very high. So remember, higher the risk, higher would be the profits. Business is the effective combination of land, labor, capital, organization, and enterprise. Alright? Land is paid rent, labor is paid wages, capital is paid interest, organization is paid salaries. After making payment to all these factors, if there is anything surplus, that will be paid to the owners of the business as profit. So it is the proprietor of the business who undertakes the risk in collection, assembly and utilization of factors of production, and also remunerated with profit. So that we say it is a rewarded. Alright, so profit, ultimately we say that profit is the reward for the risk taking. Greater the risk involved in a business, higher is the chances of profit. That means higher risk, then higher chances of profit. a surplus. So an entrepreneur undertakes these risks under the expectations of higher profit. Profit is thus the reward for risk taking. So that is why in one sense we say it is one of the advantage that if there will be higher the risk, there will be higher the profit. But for that it is very difficult to control over it. It is very easy also to control it if you will know the schedule or the procedures or the measures. You can say the preventive measures that you can would so do. Alright, so this is the point.